Welcome back to the Ripewave audio community, where we explore together all types of home audio systems from hi-fi to home theater. My name is John, and for this video, we will talk about the challenges of budgeting for audio gear so you can have a system that you are dreaming of. The equipment that Ripewave Audio has in its videos has ranged from under $100 to over $1,000, and to create a main home theater system, you can easily spend over $10,000 given today's immersive designs. In the realm of high-end or ultra-high-end two-channel audio, you may find yourself eyeing a single component that can break the bank. I have provided the links to some of the equipment and system videos and playlists posted by Ripewave Audio, so you can explore prior topics. With the cost of these systems, I thought it would be good for us to reflect on the challenges of allocating money towards this hobby. Even if you're single, you may not have a lot of discretionary income left over after you've paid all the necessary bills for housing, utilities, transportation, food, etc. When you have a family, the availability of discretionary income to finance your audio hobby can be even scarcer, with everyone having different interests and ideas on how to use that money. As such, it can be difficult to build a system from the ground up all at once. It is much easier to piece together a system based on an established priority, purchasing when funding becomes available. Throughout the course of a year, there can be many surprises, and our incomes and expenses may not always flow in and out as expected, and can be tied to the health of your business. That raise or bonus that you were relying on to upgrade your system may or may not materialize. When it works in your favor, you can enjoy your sonic reward. Otherwise, you may be deferring that upgrade a while longer. Given the uncertainties of life, I have two main prioritized audio wish lists. One for times that are good, and one when I need to be more cautious about my spending. Right now, my two top items on my wish list could result in spending thousands. A subwoofer, or better yet, dual subs, and a new AV processor to replace my really aging Sony TAE 9000 ES from the late 90s. One of the subs that I'm looking at is the Rhythmic Audio F18 18-inch active servo subwoofer. If I do it right and go dual subs, I will be spending over $3,500 for the pair. A good AV processor lands around the same level of cost, say between $3,000 and $5,000. Let's say that I'm able to save around $10,000 in a given year based on normal expenses. However, unplanned expenses and the desires of other household members can quickly eat away at that number. Car repairs, $1,200. Refrigerator dies, $1,800. Family trip, $3,500. New computer for school, $450. New furniture for a living room, $2,200. Leaving only $850. Not enough for my main wish list items. What to do? Here is where I go to Plan B. Having a prioritized list with lower cost items enables me to keep evolving my system without breaking the budget. This year I purchased the $500 Sony UBP X1100ES Universal Ultra High Definition Blu-ray player instead of my top items. This mid-level spend was much easier for the family to absorb than the other items. You may also want to add a few items at lower price points. How about a new streaming device? Those are often under $50. Another approach is to drop down a tier for a device type you are seeking. You may find that the next model down is good enough. For example, looking at the Emotiva AV processor line, their flagship 16-channel processor, the RMC1, retails for $4,999. The next model down is $1,000 less, the RMC1L, and sells for $3,999. The feature set and build quality are identical. What I give up is the future expansion capabilities that the RMC1 has. If you don't anticipate the need for expansion, the RMC1L is just as good as the flagship model. Looking down from the RMC1L, there is the Emotiva XMC2, which is similar to the RMC1L, but is only fully differential for the front 3 channels, not all 16 as with the RMC1 or RMC1L. If that is acceptable to you, then you will save $2,000 over their flagship, as the XMC2 sells for $2,999. Of course, I'm only using this as an example of how you can save money by perhaps looking at a tier down, 1 or 2 down. You may also explore scaling down your system. With the subwoofer, I could start with one sub and add the other one later. While many sub companies offer a multi-sub discount, which would be lost, but this is one way to cut down the initial investment. I have also considered a midterm solution for my AV processor upgrade. Instead of going for the full Atmos support, which would also require more amplification and more speakers for that additional experience, I could opt for a nice 7-channel processor, such as the Emotiva MC700, which sells for under $1,000 at $699. Then there is, of course, the used market, where a 7-channel processor or receiver can be had for under $500. One of the best ways to get new gear approved for purchase is to get your spouse or children on board. Maybe they're not as excited about a subwoofer, but instead they want a larger television. Then perhaps you shift your priorities again. If they are always complaining about the ability to hear dialogue in movies, then maybe your choice is to sell them on a good soundbar, or better yet, an upgraded center channel speaker. If you don't need to influence others to purchase your equipment, or even if you do, I would focus on the components that make the most difference. As such, items I would minimize spending on are cables, which have the least impact on the sound. In conclusion, my main advice is to carefully plan your audio spending. Maintain a nice balance between your hobby and required spending so you don't go into debt. Also, be aware of those you live with, so they don't feel you are the only one getting new toys. If you are lucky, they will also find enjoyment in these enhancements you are making, and their approval will enable more funds to flow into your system. Finally, determine if you're going to take the best or nothing approach, or make compromises so you can experience the upgrade sooner than later. When making these compromises, think about how long you're going to be utilizing that maybe interim piece, or that unit that may not have all the features. Are you going to feel like you're going to need to upgrade within a year or two? Think about how much money you will be perhaps throwing away for that short-term goal. If you're spending If you're buying a used unit, then perhaps that isn't such a big loss, a couple of $100, and you get to enjoy it for a few years. But if you're talking about thousands of dollars just to get the latest and greatest, perhaps think twice about that. In closing, if you also struggle with budgeting your audio gear, let us know about your story in the comments. Knowing that we share a common challenge and how to address those challenges would be useful to the Ripewave audio community. Furthermore, if you enjoyed this video and are interested in enhancing your audio experience, please like and subscribe to this Ripewave audio community, and be sure to select the bell icon so you'll be notified as soon as the next video is posted. Until then, keep evolving your audio experience.